This is six-time IFBB Bikini Pro champion Brina Martinez, and I take ZMA5 to make sure that I get the zinc, magnesium, and vitamin B6 needed to keep my immune system healthy and snap strong.
Leo Santa Cruz fights next weekend on Halloween. He's fighting a Tank Davis that's bigger than him. Leo's coming up in weight. When you look at that fight, Chris, do you feel Leo can win this fight or he will win this fight?
I think he can. I don't think he will. I'm a big fan of Tank. I think Tank is. I think he's probably the most physically gifted of all those guys. He is just super explosive. His gas tank has shown to be actually really damn good for a guy who fights the way he fights. He's got great defense. He's got that killer instinct. He's got that dog in him. He's got a lot going on for him. And I've been a fan of him and his style and his ability to do what he's done with and he's also beaten the more higher level guys. I mean, obviously other than Lopez at this point, but more consistently. So it's a tough fight for Santa Cruz. I like Santa Cruz too. Volume puncher, tough as nails, fights to the burger. Like he gets in there and goes and throws and throws and throws and gets hit and fights back. His fights with Frampton and Abner Mares are incredible. So I just think that he's a little outsized, a little undergunned, and I think the speed and explosiveness of Tank is going to give him a lot of trouble.
Do you think it could be something where we see a very hesitant Leo?
I don't think so. I don't think he's got that in his makeup. Mm-hmm. I think he goes out there and he does what he does. Might take him a little bit to get going, just to get a hold of Tank. Tank stylistically and body wise, shorter, elusive, movement, explosive, southpaw. Can be tough to kind of find at times. But I think once Santa Cruz gets going, like as always, he's like a snowball. Just build. But I just think it's going to leave openings for Tank to do what he does.
Yeah, it's really going to be if Leo can take the punch and it doesn't affect him, because I see it. If he's able to take the punch, then it's like, all right, we're in for a fight. Because
yeah.
Leo's going to Leo's going to know, like, hey, you can't hurt me. Now it's time to put it on. But, if he feels the punches and his body acts a certain way, it might be a different type of fight from him.
Yeah, it makes me think of Pedraza when he fought Tank. I actually called that fight, and I was surprised because Pedraza, the sniper, usually long boxer, moves his head, switches sides. So he came at Tank hands up, and I was surprised he did that. Like, I guess he just wants to feel his power, but he looked like he was trying to take him later and see what what the younger fighter had. And he was taking the punches early on pretty well, and then eventually he didn't. So even though you say it's like, oh, if can he take the punch? I'm like, can he take it? How well can he take it? And how long can he take it for?
Yeah,
12 rounds is a long time.
Can he take that punch for 12 rounds? Do you think Tank stops him, or do you think Leo's pretty durable? He'll last 12 rounds.
Also hard to say because I mean, obviously we've never seen Santa Cruz get stopped. So like, it's easy to be like, oh, I believe in Tank's power. I see him stopping him, but also it's like I've never seen that guy get stopped. So it's like, you got to kind of bridge a gap that isn't there just yet. I think Tank can stop him. I don't know if he will, but again, this is one of those things you're gonna first 90 seconds of the fight. I'm gonna be like, okay, I got a good idea. I got a good idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's one of those fights where it's like, okay, I got to see the first 2 rounds to really see like what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think so. Good fight though. I think it's a great fight.
It's a bummer though because on that same night, you guys have a fight with another equally as exciting monster of a puncher in Inoue, man. And I'm so like, it just sucks. It sucks when it's a double night because Inoue is a guy that you don't want to miss fight either, man. Like this guy's explosive and he has a legit argument of being, top pound for pound guy as well, given what he's done in the past.
One of my favorite fighters today to watch.
I love him.
I tell all my friends about him because we don't get a lot of love for these guys, this weight class in this country, in this side of the world. And I'm glad that he's come to Top Rank now. This is his Top Rank debut. So we're going to be seeing him on ESPN, which I think is going to help with the worldwide audience, going to help with the American fans. And I've been telling my friends and people, anyone who listen, I'm like, yeah, this guy, tune in. Now I know it's Halloween, tune in. This guy is the monster. And I mean, that fight with Nonito Donaire, who was a friend of mine, was out of this world. And Nonito is crazy dangerous and was actually fighting in his weight class where he belonged. Not like when he fought Frampton in 26, when he should really be an 18-pounder, and still gave Frampton hell. But Nonito Donaire is one of the best fighters we've seen in recent decades, and for what Inoue was able to do with him really opened my eyes to how good that kid really is. And I'm excited for his fight.
Yeah, I remember I saw Nonito do the mitts one time like 6 years ago, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, how is this guy so quick and so explosive? Top three, one of the fastest guys I've ever seen, like on the mitts, like just pure hand speed. I was just like, what the hell is this?
Quick story for you. So I'm with Nonito. Him and I are in Colombia. We were at a wedding, and we were hanging out afterwards, and we're kind of in the streets of Colombia and in Medellin, and we're just having fun. We're kind of talking about and I said the same thing. I'm such a huge fan. I've watched forever, and like that left hook. I'm like, would you want to show me that one day? He's like, I'll show you right now. So we're in like the middle of the street, and he's showing me how to throw a left hook in the middle of the street of Medellin. And I'm telling you, man, he's just like, he's in front of me. I'm like, you're 120 pounds. Like, you fight at 120 pounds. I'm like, this guy can knock out a bull. Like, you could just feel the way he moved, and the kind of the way his arm, was showing it. I'm like, man, he's just he's something else.
Yeah, when he was in his prime, when he knocked out Vic, when he knocked out Montiel, he would have
scary.
Yeah, him
and remember Montiel then. Montiel then was like, dude, he was a highlight. He was a highlight reel.
Man. Yeah, that was a scary knockout too, because his legs were all like twitching and all that.
Yeah, his hands are still going. Yeah, it was scary.
Yeah, it was scary. I didn't get that type of reaction until recently when I saw Rosario get knocked out by Charlo, and I was like, oh, okay, this is not good. This looks really, really bad.
Yeah. I think that's more of a recent thing for us realizing how bad it is when what happens during knockouts and head traumas and whatnot. It's come to the stark realization very, very recently, but that's always been the case. It's a dangerous game.
Very true, man. So I say the ref tells you, but they always tell you that too. You got to protect yourself at all times. And, I think in general, like, here's the thing, fans want excitement, action. Yes, I get that. They're paying for tickets. But, like, me as a person, like, if I were to ever to teach my kid to box, I'd be like, I don't care how boring you are. You are going to be a defensive wizard, because I do not want to see you taking punches to the face and getting injured, when you're an old man and everything.
Yeah. And I agree. And, but unfortunately, as we're talking about judging, and it's subjective, and how much defense is not scored, and how much, the sweet science and the beauty of the sport gets overlooked so much. It's tough. How many bogus decisions can you drop before you start slinging punches instead of defending punches? And
start selling out. Yeah.
It's a shame. And I think it's insidious, because it's come down even to the level of tutelage that, for one, it's much easier to teach offense than defense, but also coaches understand that if they're going to have a money-making guy, let's teach him offense, because the defense is good. Defense is going to get you, here and there, and then extend your career and, make you a healthier person in the end. But, if we want to get to that level where we can make some money. So it's a tough thing. I agree with you. I'm teaching defense. I've always been, defensive-minded fighter. I only go for broke when I have to, because I've been in situations where I had to try and, because I'm a winner. But otherwise, I'd rather not get hit than hit.
Yeah, getting punched in the face is not a nice feeling, and I think you're the first person who could tell us that based on the fights that you've had.
Yeah, been doing this a long time. I still don't like getting punched in the face.
All right, Chris. Hey, man, thank you so much. I really appreciate the chat, man. It's always great catching up with you and talking to you.
Absolutely, my man. Always a pleasure.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Up TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Up TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.